Can you still foster if ... Let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Lauren and this channel is called Lauren Fosters, where we talk about all things foster care and adoption related from the perspective of me, who is former foster youth, also an adoptive mom to 10 kids, 6 of whom are adopted out of the foster care system, and also we are military, so we have fostered in a few different places, and so I share all those perspectives in my video. And as always, a disclaimer, I am just sharing from my own personal experience. I am not the voice for all foster parents or adoptive parents or former foster youth or anybody. I'm just my own voice. So I'm always just sharing from that perspective. So we're gonna go over a couple scenarios of can I foster if, and whether or not you can foster then? I don't know if that makes any sense. Let's just dive right into it. Can you foster if you have mental health issues of your own? I would say the answer is yes, and this is going to be dependent per agency, which I know you're like, oh my gosh, Lauren, I listen to your videos all the time and you always say it depends. It always depends. Everything is a case-by-case scenario. All of foster care is one giant case-by-case scenario. Just letting you know, in case you are new to all of this. If you have mental health concerns from your past, what I have found is they just want to make sure that you're working through them or have already worked through them. For example, if you want to be a foster parent but you're on psychotropics, usually they just want you to disclose that information ahead of time, maybe during some of the paperwork process, maybe during the home study. They want to make sure that you've disclosed all that, and usually after that they're fine with it. They just want to make sure you're storing your psychotropics and whatever is by law required for that area. I have also found that they want to make sure that you have dealt with whatever those mental health concerns are. So for example, if you are going to therapy because you are working through a past hurt, a past trauma, they want to know about that. That's not something to shy away from. You might be surprised that you disclosing that you have gone to therapy, you are going to therapy, might be seen as a good thing, and that they know that you're a healthy person that seeks out help when needed. I'll give you an example from my own life. So I was former foster youth, as I mentioned before, and so me saying, oh, I was fine, it was fine, nothing happened, I'm totally fine, don't need therapy, whatever, is actually a bigger red flag to them than just saying, yeah, that was really, really hard, and because of that, I had to go to therapy as an adult and work through some of those hurts. That's what they want to hear. They want to know that we have overcome those very heavy, dark things that have happened in our lives. So past trauma, past hurts, past abuse isn't necessarily a stumbling block or a red flag. They just want to make sure that you have sought out the help you need to work through those things. Now, with that said, if it's something that is in the midst of happening, like you are currently facing that scenario, you are currently facing that big trauma moment that is causing the need for that help, they may ask you to put the brakes on things until you've worked through some of those things, but past mental health issues shouldn't stand in the way. In fact, I would say for some of our kids, it's actually more of a benefit to have foster mom or foster dad having walked through some of the things that they may walk through if they have their own mental health needs. For example, I may have gone through something in my teenage years that one of my teenagers are now going through or has also faced, and that's something I can share with them and help them work through because of my own experience. So don't count yourself out of the foster care world of being a licensed foster parent or an adoptive parent just because you have past trauma. It actually could be a bit of a superpower when it comes to empathizing with your kids. Can I still foster if I have had trouble with the law? Guess what I'm gonna say? You know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it's a case-by-case scenario, which I know you get tired of hearing, but here's the deal. What did you get in trouble for? What was it for? How long ago was it? What did you do to get out of it? What was the story? Those are the kind of things they're gonna wanna hear during your home study. Don't hide those things. They are gonna do background checks. They are gonna be able to see anything that you've had legally going on against you. So hiding that is actually a big issue because if it pops up, you've hidden it and now it pops up, now you look like a liar. So they're gonna see that. That is going to be their red flag, is that you were not honest and you were not forthcoming with that kind of information. So disclose the information. Tell them what happened. Be very matter of fact. Don't leave out the details. I don't think you need to get into every little pinpoint detail, but just tell them the story of what happened. If it's something like, let's say you're an adult and you've moved on with life and you have this, in high school you got arrested for, I don't know, shoplifting. I'm just trying to think of an example. They may kind of go, okay, well, you were a kid. Like, kids do stupid stuff sometimes, and they may not care. So just be honest. That honesty goes a long, long way. So disclose all that, and maybe even share the story about like how you overcame it, and why you changed your ways or whatever. They want to hear those things. They want you to be honest. They want you to be forthcoming. And once again, the truth goes a long way. So what if you have a past with substance abuse? Can you still foster then? This is another one where they're going to ask you, how long ago was this? What were the substances? How did you overcome this? And what does this recovery journey look like for you? If you're someone that has had a past substance abuse problem and you have been rehabilitated, you have come out the other side in victory, most agencies are going to celebrate that and they're going to see that as a win. And I don't know many agencies that would hold that against you. So don't count yourself out just because you have a past in substance abuse issues. Once again, it could look like even a superpower, a way to empathize. Like, hey, I know bio, birth, mom or dad had that issue. I had that issue too, and this is how I overcame it. Or even to some of your teens, like, hey, I know you came into my home and you had this past of this or that. Well, like, hey, mom or dad had this past of this or that too. And this is how we overcame it, and this is how we stay strong, and this is how we keep away from those substances. This is how we deal with the day-to-day life of getting away from that substance. It could be one of your greatest connecting points with that kid. So you can absolutely foster and adopt, even with past struggles with mental health or substance abuse, or with past legal issues. It's all a matter of, how did you overcome it? How long ago was it? What was the story? They're gonna ask all these questions to you, and just be honest. Now, real quick, I do wanna say that by just be honest, I don't mean tell them every little detail of every thought that has ever crossed your mind. I mean, just tell them the story, tell them what happened. And once again, how you came through on the other side, because that is a huge victory story to most people, and most people will praise that kind of thing. I don't know, from my point of view, I would think that make you more of an asset as a foster parent than a liability. I do mention in another video that when you are looking for agencies, ask a lot of questions. This may be one of those questions you ask, like, hey, I have a past with, I had some legal issues, 15 years ago when I was a kid doing stupid stuff. Is that going to be a problem? And if it is going to be a problem for a particular agency, seek out a different agency. All that to say, don't count yourself out just because you're afraid that something that has happened in your past might be standing in the way of you being an awesome foster or adoptive parent. Anyway, I hope that helps. Please like, please subscribe, be part of our Lauren Fosters community. I love to see all you guys here, and I will see you next time. All right, bye.